Welcome back to the Compound Podcast. This is episode 134?
Yes.
132. No, 132.
132. Way to give me a yes on the 4. 132.
Oops.
We're presented by Parse Rum. I love Parse. You love Parse. Really a good time of the year to start drinking Parse. It snowed in Chicago recently. It's getting a little cooler up north. Maybe mix in some Parse in your tea.
It snowed in Chicago?
Oh, yeah. It snowed. Did it snow up in the Michigan area?
No, it's been like raining, but it's like 50 and it's supposed to be 65 next week.
I saw a report of snow by the airport in Chicago. Maybe a little lake effect snow. Ever heard of it?
I've heard of it. I have. That is, yeah, I mean, it's a high of like 45 here, so I can see there being some snow. But it's a high of 70 next week. It's going to warm back up. I'll get some more golf in. Don't worry.
Yeah, you're fine. But mix in a Parse, you know?
Of course.
Chilly at night, wrap yourself in a blanket, have a glass of Parse.
Of course.
Maybe a hot toddy with Parse. Playoff baseball full effect. The Yankees just clinched the DS.
They did it.
Over the Cleveland Guardians. Can you say Windians still? I guess you can't say Windians.
I'd probably say no. You probably can't say that.
Just Guardians. Tom, how do you feel?
Feel great. I mean, feel alive, you know, nothing like watching an elimination game, back-to-back elimination game, or well, day in between, but you know, back-to-back elimination games. Nothing makes you feel more alive than that. Feel great right now.
Well, I was going to say, wasn't it kind of anti-climax? Like it was kind of a slow game.
I mean, it was the perfect game from my perspective because they went up 3-0 right away, kind of took the life out of the Guardians and then kind of held it the rest of the way. As you said, I mean, it wasn't like the most interesting game as a neutral fan, but as a Yankee fan, it's pretty much everything you can ask for. 5 innings, 1 run from Nestor, bullpen good. Cole up in the 9th. Love that. Let's go. Let's go on to Houston. Let's see what, let's dance. Let's see what happens.
I'm very sad. I looked around my house today for my old Yankees stuff. And I think I got rid of it when I got drafted by the Cubs because I couldn't find it, but I was going to wear it on the podcast today. And I could not hunt it down. I was very sad.
Damn it. Tom, at any point during the series were you shitting them?
After Saturday, 100%. It definitely felt, I think I tweeted this, it felt like a little bit like the Guardians were maybe a team of destiny because on Friday and Saturday, felt like every blue pit was falling. And it felt like the Yankees had opportunities to put both of those games away, didn't do it. Guardians took advantage, give them credit. They were up 2-1. I felt okay on Sunday. It was a Garrett Cole kind of legacy game. Let's find out what Garrett Cole's made of. And he was up to the bell. So give him credit for that. And then Nestor today, starting on short rest. This might have been a really hot take. I almost preferred Tyone on full rest over Nestor on short rest because Tyone's been very good this year as well. But Nestor shoved and huge win. So can't complain. But yeah, definitely Saturday. Saturday night was tough.
Did the Guardians come out and say why Bieber wasn't going to throw today?
Terry Francona basically said that he's coming off surgery and that he was available in the pen today. He was not available if they had played yesterday. He was available in the pen today, but only basically said they were going to use every other pitcher before they got to Bieber. Like if it went like 18 innings, they would have gone to Bieber at some point, but he was not going to be one of the first, 4 or 5 guys out of there for sure.
That's kind of good for them. It's pretty pro.
Zach was pissed when he was not going in.
Well, I didn't understand it because I saw somebody said that like they didn't really have an answer. So that's why I was asking if somebody, I didn't really do too much digging on it, but I feel like if there was no answer and they're like, yeah, he's on 3 days rest, I feel like you have to give him somewhat of a shot to throw the ball.
But he's their guy. I think protecting their guy for long term is the right thing.
For sure.
Yeah, it's tough because Garrett Cole said, fuck it, I'm ready. Let me close this thing. That's so cool, though. That's so cool that what's he on 2 days, 1 day? He threw Sunday.
Through Sunday.
That's psychotic. This might be his pen day, how like every 5, like some guys are second day pen, some are third day. It might be his pen day, but that's like.
Well, he said last night too. If they had played last night, he told Boone he was available. Now, granted, I think the Yankees would have been much more hesitant to use him on 0 days rest compared to 1 day even, but
I kind of wanted I wanted them to get like a single and then like Kwan gets like I wanted like still a 2-run game, get past Kwan and bring up the righty Rosario and just see if they were going to bring in Cole or not.
I think they would have.
I wanted to see it.
I don't see them bringing him
really.
In.
I mean, you don't warm him up for fun.
That's what I'm saying.
He might have done it on himself and said, hey, let's give these people something to cheer about.
But I don't know if he's going all the way down to the bullpen for no reason. And he started as soon as the inning started. So it was like, hey, man, like if shit starts hitting the fan, like we're going to you. I think he was in.
Tom, I have some more questions.
Rock the baby.
Did John Boy Media go around and buy out all the hotel rooms in New York last night?
Yeah, that was actually I'm not legally allowed to talk about it, but I was involved in a mission last night calling up every Hilton in the area.
Making sure that there was nothing available. That's fucked.
They stayed in Yonkers. That's closer than Midtown. It's fine.
Yeah, I've also heard that like all the players were there together.
Yeah, it was just the team officials that were stuck in Midtown.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the team stayed in Yonkers, which is closer to the stadium than Midtown anyway.
Well, it sounded like they were all scattered throughout the city, but they were split between 2 hotels and all the players were in one spot.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's what's been reported. Yeah.
Okay. Not that bad. Does anybody think there's a conspiracy to make sure the Yankees had an extra day of rest to get Nestor back and win the game?
Yeah, it's great for the Yankees that they get no days off before the Astros series. That's tight. I mean, this train of logic doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I understand people will always say the league wants the Yankees, and I get it. I mean, there are definitely times where some shady shit's going on. This doesn't really seem like one of those times to me.
I don't think so either. I don't think so. I think that's a super hot take, and I don't think.
That doesn't even make sense to me. I feel like if anything, you gave the Guardians a chance if they wanted to start Bieber, who is probably him and Cole, the best 2 pitchers in the whole series. And then they have a better bullpen than the Yankees, and they were more rested. So you could literally go, I mean, it didn't work out, obviously, their pen day, but like you could do what they did and use Karinchuk and all those guys that you want. I don't think it makes sense that the Yankees would want another day. I think if anything, they tried to play last night. It didn't get banged till like 10 o'clock.
Yeah, that was the crazy part is it didn't get banged and the people that were in the stadium waiting around didn't get to see baseball.
That's also wild too, that there was no exchanges or refunds either for that game, for any game, for either of the games that got rained out.
But they did
refunds.
That ticket works. That ticket worked today, right?
No, wait,
no, it did.
Okay.
It did work today.
Okay, right. But if you can't go, I mean, it's a 1 o'clock game on a Tuesday.
If you get fired, there's always other jobs to be had, you know?
It's a good point.
Skip work. But there's only so many times you get to watch the Yankees.
If they played that game at 9 or 9:30 last night, I think there would have been 15 people trying to get on the field with 2 hours of beer sales with no baseball going on. That place would have been a legit zoo.
I kind of wanted them to. I mean, granted, I'm a late night guy anyway. I would have loved if they started that game at 10 o'clock. I was like, fire me up. Let's start at 10 o'clock. Let's make a memory. They didn't do it, but it worked out today, obviously. But I think that would have been electric last night. I'm a little disappointed it didn't happen.
Imagine a 0-0 game like another one we had going 18 innings into like 5 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, and you wake up and they're still playing.
It'd be you'd go to sleep? No shot. You would be sleeping, Zach.
I would be.
I think they
no.
I got no dog in the fight, dude.
But the love of baseball inside of you, I guarantee you would have stayed awake. Guarantee it.
I don't know.
I think they probably looked at the Monday Night Football thing too and said, "Do we really want to compete with Monday Night Football?"
I think more people would have wanted to watch the fucking game at 11 o'clock, 0-0, other than the Broncos and the fucking whoever played last night.
Chargers, Broncos.
Tom,
Chargers won 1960 in overtime.
Yeah.
Are you at all concerned that the Yanks have to go straight into the ALCS? Are you concerned if they're going to have a couple too many pops tonight? Are you going to call in the clubhouse and say, "Hey, make sure you don't have any pops"?
Yeah, I put a couple calls into Scotty and a couple people, let them know. No, 1, maybe 2. We're gonna cut it off now. I mean, obviously, yeah. If how could I not be concerned about the Astros? I mean, they're a juggernaut. It's been one of. I don't think people talk enough about how impressive this run they've been on is. Like, it's incredible. They've been in the ALCS now, I think 6 of the last 7 years. I believe that's correct. And this is a team that obviously the Yankees have not been able to beat in this spot numerous times before. So yeah, obviously you're concerned about the fact, even if they played 18 innings, that was Saturday. Yankees have played a lot of baseball since then. Bullpen's already shorthanded. Pitching rotation's not probably as deep as you'd like it to be. Hopefully you can bring a couple guys onto the roster. We'll see. Hicks got hurt today, so that's another kind of factor. It'll be interesting to see what happens with him. But yeah, I mean, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't concerned. Yeah, you got to be concerned about the Astros.
Okay, and then what about all the teams that struggled coming off of their little mini vacation? So that's Astros haven't played in 3 days. Where I mean, all the teams that kind of rolled right into it played well. Mariners 2 wins in their back pocket that kind of gotten blown in the last inning or two. I don't know. There's something to be said about riding high really quick, turning around, and then just going to play.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I think you could, if I'm in the Yankees clubhouse, if I'm Aaron Boone, I'm spinning it as a positive. And I think there's ways you can spin it as a positive, as you just did. But I think I think even if you talk to Aaron Boone, he'd rather be the Astros right now than the Yankees. I mean, the fact that they didn't keep home field as well really hurts in this situation. Instead of having these 2 games at home tomorrow and the next day, having to go to Houston tonight, that's a huge element, So I'm definitely concerned about the Astros. I mean, I think you'd have to be kind of an idiot to not be worried about the Astros. They're a great team.
I'm just going to say, I think going straight in is tough, but the fact that the DS did get stretched out so long and they had some off days in between, I think it's not going to help where their bullpen is, because there are guys that have thrown every day, and Cole did recently throw, but some of the guys, Tyon, some of the dudes that have some longer rest, I think it will help. And I think all the position players are plenty fresh. So bullpen, a little bit of a concern, but besides that, I think having the series stretched out as long as it was kind of negates some of that.
Who's scheduled to throw tomorrow?
It'll be Jameson. Yeah, it'll be Jameson Tyone
against Verlander.
Yep.
Got hit around his first outing. Tom, agree or disagree? Anything less than a World Series is a failure of a season for the New York Yankees. A World Series championship, winning a World Series, not just going, winning.
I mean, this is why people don't like Yankee fans. I understand it, but that's this fan base's mindset every year since 1996, I would say. Every year I've been alive, with the exception of, you're talking like 3 years they've been in the playoffs, and most of those years they've been making fairly deep runs. And yeah, since 2009, they have no World Series championships to show for it. So
I think it's kind of tough with half of your bullpen, half of your A arms in the bullpen are hurt. You still have LeMahieu's hurt. I mean, is
he going to be back at all? Is there a chance he plays?
He said yesterday, or I'm sorry, he said today, that if they won, he wants to be on the roster. Now, whether or not that means,
I'm gonna contact my source and see. I don't know who my source could be anyone, but I'm gonna contact them and see what they have to say.
You're gonna text Boone?
Yeah, me and AB.
AB.
The best part is when Scott texts in our group text and he's talking about these different people. He always uses like their nickname. He goes, "Huge pitch there from Low." I'm like, you don't have to be cool. Like, spell his name out. Like, all right, let's take it easy.
He's so sick.
He's so cool.
Wow. Tom, can you go over our predictions for the?
No, I cannot. I would have needed to heads up on this. I'm sorry. I do not have that in front of me.
You don't remember off the top of your head? I can tell you who I had.
I know I had Yankees.
I think Dakota had Yankees Phillies, I believe was his prediction, because he wanted a Scott Efros versus his collegiate teammate, Kyle Schwarber. Ian had
I had Yanks Braves.
Nice pick, idiot.
I had, I believe, Dodgers over Astros. So great pick by me.
I think I did too.
So there you go. We did it.
I think Zach, I thought you had Braves Astros.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
So
Zach
I'm looking good.
Zach and I are wrong. Yeah, Zach and I are out.
You're in the clubhouse.
You're in the clubhouse. When you said the Phillies, I thought that's not going to happen. But you know what?
Electric baseball by the
Phillies have been swanging it.
Oh my gosh. They are fun to watch.
Dude, I almost want to go to a game in Philly right now, like with how
wild. You might die, though. You might die if they lose.
Die.
Philly's nuts. You'd have to wear Philly gear. Like, you couldn't go there and just be impartial.
Compound goes to Philly. Zach and I take a road trip to Philly for a game. I'll go.
I love.
You can't wear Yankee stuff, Tom. They will kill you. I bet
you will die.
You would die.
That stadium looked like it was about to fall over.
Are we going to talk? We need to go back to the Yankees first. We got to talk about the Rock the Baby. You can't. I'm going to give you my take on it.
Please.
You can do that when it's like to win the game or like, you can't do that and still be losing that current game. Because you're done. Like you dug yourself. Like he came to the plate today. He didn't have a chance in hell of getting a hit. There was no way he was getting a hit today. I would have bet $1 million. It was insane.
But you can't bet on baseball.
You can't. And I did not. But I'm just saying, like, you do that, like, you better fucking win, man. You got to win if you do that. Do you agree or disagree with that, Ian?
I thought in that situation, that's not what I'm going to do out there.
You always take the PC answer. Like, just give me what your heart say.
I can't tell you what my heart says. In that situation, you're still not even, you haven't even tied the game.
That's my point.
Crazy.
You're still losing.
Also, Garrett Cole's accomplished a lot in this game. I know you're competing against him. Garrett Cole's accomplished a lot of things in the game. Been around for a while. Like, I don't know.
I think it's wild how Cole he said he didn't sit.
No shot. Didn't see it. He was screaming at him.
And he was just like,
not Cole at him, but Naylor was screaming at Cole.
Like at him.
You're my son. Way. You're my like.
But it was, I don't know.
At the mound.
Stadium was loud. Wow.
Did you guys see Cole's response though? Cole's response was great, where they asked him, and he was
hilarious.
He was like, "It's whatever. It's cute."
Because and I love that answer from Cole, because you're going into a game 5. Why talk shit there? It's like, why give them extra firepower? Like, let's just be like, yeah, man, nice, cool. Like you still have to win the game. Like, and then they went and beat him. I don't think there's any way Cole didn't notice him doing it though. He was going nuts around the bases.
Would you have noticed, Dakota, if someone did that to you?
I guess I don't know how loud it is, but like he was screaming at Cole, like, you're my son. I don't know. I never look at the runner, so I guess maybe he didn't. But I just feel like since he was yelling at him, like it was a lot.
I've never seen anybody do anything like that.
If it wasn't a walk-off, he was celebrating like it was a walk-off homer.
It was a go-ahead homer.
It was a fourth inning.
Wasn't a homer to tie.
It was crazy. One of the craziest things I've witnessed.
That's
Glaber had to give it back to him after they won.
He must have had his athletic greens that morning.
Oh, I think so.
Must have.
Maybe too much athletic greens. Maybe he was fired up, a little too fired.
I mean, he was.
That would explain it.
He got all 75 of those high quality vitamins, minerals, and whole food source superfoods and probiotics. I'll tell you, all of them. Special blend of ingredients supports your gut health, your nervous system, your immune system, energy. Had some energy, recovery, focus, and aging. Wasn't aging. All the things. Less than 1 gram of sugar, no GMOs, no nasty chemicals or artificial anything, while still tasting great. Dakota, how often do you have in your athletic greens? Every day?
Every day. Every morning. Have the little tub here. It's still about half full, and every day. Tastes delicious.
You put
good
it
for
in
me.
A water bottle or a shaker?
I still have the little shaker that it came with, like in the pack. It's like basically a water bottle, and then you just shake it around a little bit.
My wonderful girlfriend makes smoothies every morning, and she puts it in the smoothie. So it's just a win-win situation right there.
Nice little fluff there for
Is that a shout out?
Nice. Get you some brownie points.
I need them.
She's making you a smoothie every morning?
You think Zach's making a smoothie? Come on. Now.
Well, I mean,
I bet Zach makes the eggs. I bet Zach makes the eggs while she makes the smoothie.
Dude, I'm not allowed to. She loves cooking. That's her time.
Oh no! Twist your arm. You don't cook.
Do you wash the blender out?
Yeah, I'll put it in the dishwasher. Put some water in there. Come on. You got to put some soap and water in there. Press the blender, and then if you want to go double time, put it back into the dishwasher too. You
dishwash your blender every day?
No, that's what I said. I said sometimes.
Oh,
cleaning.
So what do you do? You Do you like wash it out with water on the other days, or?
Yeah, soap and water in there, and you put the shaker on.
And then you blend.
This Athletic Greens ad is devolving very quickly here.
No, because it's easy to clean. Because Athletic Greens is easy to clean too.
Yeah.
Hey, but sometimes it gets stuck to the bottom of that shaker too. You got to know what you're doing with it. Got to know.
That's true.
What's really great about this whole conversation is that there's plenty of ways to consume your Athletic Greens. There's plenty of ways to take it in. Plenty of ways. As long as you're getting it, it's all that matters. And to make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you 1 free year supply of immune supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs. athleticgreens.com/compound. Tom, say it with me. athleticgreens.com.
athleticgreens.com/compound. Here we go.
Well done.
Let's talk about the
Dodgers losing.
We'll talk about the Jets being 4-2 too, but we can wait till later.
Giants 5-1.
No, Tom will just cut that.
No. As long as we talk about the Giants too, I'm good.
The city of New York right now is just hot. I think the Rangers are like 4-0 to start the year too. Man, what a time to be in New York.
What do you got on the Dodgers losing?
I mean, that's baseball.
Who saw it happening though?
I mean, against the Padres, it didn't shock me. It wasn't like, no way they lost. Like, the Padres are a very good fucking team.
Ian, can I ask you, in the last labor negotiations, was there any discussion at all about moving these series to 7 games? Because it is odd that there are 5 games. I think they're the last major sports league. I could be wrong, but off the top of my head, that has a 5-game playoff series. And obviously they have 3 before that as well.
No, there wasn't. And I think there's a couple of reasons. I think the first one is because of weather and extending the postseason longer. I think if we were going to go to the three-game wild card to get more teams in, it was going to be hard to do 7-7-7. And the other part of that is with the weather constraints and then coming out of the lockout, like, it wouldn't have been feasible to do this year. So I actually like the 5-game series.
I think it's cool. Yeah.
I let me be clear. Like, I've seen some people saying that, like, oh, it should definitely be 7. I don't necessarily agree with that. I probably would prefer a 7, but like, I do think the 5 adds an interesting element as well. And I really I much prefer the 3-game wild card over the 1-game wild card. So I think if that's how we balance it out, where we get the extra games there and we lose them in the divisional round, I'm willing to make that trade. I think that makes sense.
I agree with that. I think the 3-game wild card is way better than the 1-game wild card.
Yeah, while the 1 game was good for TV, but like, it's not
so much shit can happen.
Not how it should be.
Yeah, but yes, the Dodgers losing, crazy. But the Padres are such a good team. They're an unbelievably good team.
I agree.
Like, look at their lineup; it's disgusting.
I also think their pitch. I think both the Phillies and the Padres pitching was underrated. I think some of the other teams like had such dominant frontline starters, but like a Grove, who's their 3?
Blake Snell.
Ever heard of him? That 1, 2, 3, very, very good. And I think the Phillies with Nola and Wheeler and Suarez is a very good 1, 2, 3 too. I think those are aided good they were the whole year. They just, it's tough when you're saying there's a Scherzer, DeGrom 1-2 out there.
I think the Phillies are definitely the dark horse in the NL. Like you said, like those 3 starting pitchers, I promise this is gonna sound horrible. Up until last week, this is gonna sound horrible. Didn't know who he was, had not heard his name before. Watched him pitch. You're gross. Zach Wheeler, 96, 98 up to 100. That's not fair. Good luck. And then Aaron Nola is just Aaron Nola or Aaron Nola's the pitcher. Austin Nola's the catcher.
Yep.
Aaron Nola, unbelievable pitcher. And then they got Schwab.
They had length out of those guys too. Those guys threw a lot of innings. They were good all year. I think Suarez is a really good, especially in the playoffs. Like, he's a dude that'll go give you 6-7 innings on a low pitch count. That's what he does. Gets ball and play.
Would you say is he just like Nestor Cortez, like pitch wise?
I haven't faced Nestor. I think Schwartz is more a plus changeup and less on the breaking ball. The other two guys too, like they've been top of the rotation guys for a long time now. So they kind of have it all working. And when their offense is clicking and those guys are kind of flowing off each other, I mean that's a dangerous group when they're all kind of locked in.
I thought Peter Moylan, who works here for John Boy and does stuff for the Braves pre and post, I thought he had a really good tweet where he just said, last year Braves won via the momentum. This year, momentum went the opposite way, went against them. Philly's clearly a team of momentum in that series. And be interesting to see there's that little break between these two series if they can keep that going now.